have a lot of passions. Music is one of them, but one of my passions is nature, and I have had always a huge admiration and respect for trees. Recently, I have been reading some books about oaks. The reason is that here where I live, I am surrounded by live oaks that are distinguished for being evergreen. So I wanted to learn more about these majestic trees, and I discovered many interesting things. But one of the most impressive ones is that they communicate between each other in an incredible and very sophisticated way. It seems that there are more trees in our planet than stars in our galaxy. And only because of that, today I'm going to talk about oaks. The oak tree is a common symbol of strength and endurance and has been chosen as the national tree of many countries. There are more than 500 species of oaks in the world. Today I will only show two kinds of oaks that are the ones I have close to my home: the live oak, Quercus virginiana, and the laurel oak, Quercus laurifolia, which is a medium-sized semi-evergreen oak that belongs to the red oak category. Nature never wears a mean appearance. Neither does the wisest man extort her secret and lose his curiosity by finding out all her perfection. Nature never became a toy to a wise spirit. The flowers, the animals, the mountains reflected the wisdom of his best hour, as much as they delighted the simplicity of his childhood. Those were the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson in one of his books that I like to read very often, because it makes me feel so grateful to be surrounded by all these trees, and especially by oaks that have so much strength and wisdom. This majestic tree is much loved in Celtic mythology for its strength and longevity. Known as the king of the forest, for thousands of years the Druids have worshipped the oak as their most sacred tree. The Druids also believed that the oak tree is host to the strength and energy of their gods, so to catch a falling oak leaf brings good luck and prosperity. In my daily walking to learn more about oaks, I met Andrew Swanson, professor of biology at the State College of Florida. He's in charge of a beautiful project, the food forest. I will talk about it in another video. But as a biologist, he also knows about oaks, and I took the opportunity to ask him about the difference between the live oak and the laurel oak. The laurel oak doesn't have the typical oak-looking leaves. Their leaves are narrow blades, actually resembling those of the laurel. Acorns on this large tree that can reach about 100 feet high are dark brown to black, with a cap that covers up to a third of the nut. Professor Swanson told me that these trees, the laurel oak, live between 50 to 70 years. The smallest trunk injury or improper pruning cut can result in columns of decay inside the trunk, which are around 10 or 20 feet long. Live oaks are more resistant to decay, and that's why they live longer. The live oaks have short, skinny leaves and almost black oblong acorns. The oldest live oaks in the United States are estimated to be between several hundred to to more than 1,000 years old. They are amazing. Trees are sanctuaries. Whoever knows how to speak to them, whoever knows how to listen to them, can learn the truth. They do not preach learning and precepts. They preach, undeterred by particulars, the ancient law of life. The oldest oak in the world is 13,000 years old. It is a palmer oak called the Jurupa. It is a tree that has survived by thousands of years by cloning itself. He lives in the Jurupa Mountains in Crestmore Heights, California. The clonal colony trees are made up of genetically identical trees that are naturally connected by a single root system. Oaks produce more than 2,000 acorns every year. A lot of animals like pigeons, dogs, pigs, deer, squirrels, and mice feed on acorns. This fruit of the oak is a primary source of nutrition in fall and winter. The oak tree is a symbol of truth, courage, and wisdom. This derives from the ancient Celts, who observed the oak's incredible strength, beauty, and noble presence. The oak tree is treasured by many cultures in Europe, including ancient Greeks, who associated the tree with their most powerful god, Zeus, the king of all the gods. Oak trees are most prone to lightning strikes, so probably this is why this tree is related with the power of Zeus, because his symbols are the thunderbolt, the eagle, the bull, and the oak trees. When we walk in a forest, we don't think that underground there is another world, a world of infinite biological pathways that connect trees and allow them to communicate and to behave as a single organism. It's an intelligent network that we can compare to the neural network of our brain. The ecologist Susan Seymour has shown how trees use a network of soil fungi to communicate, to protect each other, and to help neighboring plants. All trees all over the world form a symbiotic association with below-ground fungi, which are beneficial to the plants, and through this association, the fungus explores the soil. There is an exchange of nutrients between the fungi and the tree. It works out for both of them. The ecologist Susan Seymour believes that trees can recognize us. Trees perceive many things they know when they are infected and have an instantaneous biochemical response. Right now, she's working on a new research to see if trees can distinguish us as humans. I totally believe they do. Every time I touch a tree, I perceive his response. I can definitely feel its energy and its powerful vibration that makes me feel connected to him. Many trees live thousands of years. They get along, they develop sophisticated relationships, they are patient, they listen and help each other. They are always in harmony. So I also believe that we should learn about trees' behavior to become better humans. The French poet, novelist and dramatist Victor Hugo compared trees with love. He said, "L'amour est comme un arbre. Il pousse de lui-même, jette profondément ses racines dans tout notre être et continue souvent de verdoyer sur un cœur en ruine." Love is like a tree. It grows by itself, roots itself deeply in our being and continues to flourish over a heart in ruin. Dans tout ce qui m'entoure et me cache à la fois, dans votre solitude où je rentre en moi-même, je sens quelqu'un de grand qui m'écoute et qui m'aime. Victor Hugo was talking about trees. Within all that surrounds me and hides me at the same time, in your solitude where I retreat into myself, I sense someone great listening to me and loving me. So be like a tree, stay grounded, keep growing and learning, love, be patient, calm and wise, and remember that nature always wears the colors of the spirit.